Hello and welcome to episode 49 of Socketcraft. We're starting today's episode off at my mining desert where I just want to show you the sheer amount of sand that I've collected from this area. Now when I think back to what did I actually even use any of this sand on, the Sun Warrior Temple custom desert biome definitely comes to mind, but I'm sure that I've used a lot of sand making all the concrete for the Spirit World Nether Hub. And I definitely used a lot of sand in all of my TNT farms. Probably didn't use a whole lot of it on glass because I pretty much just get all my glass from my villagers, but a lot of sand has come from this desert. And all the sand that we've collected today is going to go towards expanding out the Sun Warrior Temple desert. What I want for this area at the bare minimum is for everywhere that's kind of on this giant map here to be covered in sand. So that means all of this area is going to be covered in sand, which is going to be a big project. This area might not be too much, but I think I want to at least have it be out of my sight when I'm in this area here. So I'm probably going to go a little bit extra. And then this swamp is actually going to be quite the problem because I also think I want to see if I can turn the swamp into a desert, which means either draining it or just completely covering everything with sand. So I'm probably nowhere near done collecting sand for this episode. And in this episode, I also want to detail the back of the mountains and do something a little special at the top of the mountains. So I've got a lot on my plate for this episode. So how about we start today's episode off with a time lapse of us prepping this area, getting rid of all the trees, and getting it ready to place some sand down. And now that all the trees are gone, I feel like I can tell you what the goal is for the final size of the desert. Basically everywhere that I chop trees down, so I want to transform this whole biome and I want to use the river as a split. And then I'm going to also take this biome and also transform it into a desert. The only problem is I'm going to have to do something about this village here, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about it. There's a few villagers left here. Maybe I'll ship them off to a safe spot. Maybe they'll mysteriously perish. Who knows? All I know is I need to get rid of this village. So the desert is gonna come all the way up to this hilly biome, and I'm gonna have this be the separation point. So that's gonna at least make it look good on this side. Towards the other side of the build, I want to expand it out over top of this swamp, but just up to this forest. And yeah, basically this whole water area is going to become a desert. I think it's going to come over this mountain and then back in this direction. I don't know if I'm going to go too far back, just far enough back so that it shows up as a desert on that map. So yeah, we've got a lot of work ahead of us. And before we get started, I just want to take a moment to say we've actually just recently hit 1,000 subscribers on the channel. I want to thank everyone for watching and hitting that subscribe button, and I really appreciate it. I really didn't expect to hit 1,000 subscribers so fast, because this video is actually also going to be the 1-year anniversary of the world. So 1K subscribers in 1 year, thank you so much. And now I think it's about time we hop into a time lapse of me placing all the sand down. Alright guys, I can't keep placing sand. I've been placing sand for like a week and a half and it's just been a minute of the video, so I'm done with placing sand for this video and we'll actually get some content going. So I'm going to postpone doing all the sandification over in this corner for another time. I have an idea for something cool that would be really easy to add to this area because it's just upgrading the crystal farm that we have down underneath the horse stable. If we come down here, we can find the Amethyst, the Amethyst, that's the word I was looking for, Amethyst Farm, and I have an upgrade that I want to make to it because putting water down, do I have any water with me? Putting water down on top of the amethyst crystals does not break them, so we're able to waterlog this area so we can swim around and easily get to the crystals. And then we can also use this to create a water-based collection system. And yeah, basically that's the plan. I'm gonna dig a big room in this area, fill it with water, and that's the whole farm, because I find amethyst crystals best to kind of do manually for the most part, because trying to automate this stuff is it's not fun at all. Underwater time lapses never turn out quite how you want them to, but we did get the farm done, so that is good. Underneath here we have a conduit hidden, so we get the extra vision while we're under here. You can have a look at it right here. And yeah, that just expands up into this area. We get our water breathing, we get our vision, and we can just swim around and easily see if there's any of the amethysts that are able to be collected, mine them up, and just collect them. If you don't collect them, they get stuck at the roof. Just turn on hitboxes and it works pretty well for just being a manual farm. And after collecting up this whole room, I ended up with 5 stacks of amethyst cluster plus 1. So now I can just take these, take a fortune pickaxe, and turn them into tinted glass whenever I need to. So we'll just put these amethyst shards up here and we'll save those for whenever we need some tinted glass. Now, what else can we get to work on in this area? Oh, that's right, I said I wanted to work on the back of the mountain. Oh great, another grindy project. Why did I sign myself up for this? Let me go see what materials I have for this. Back here we have some shulker boxes, we have a whole bunch of cobblestone, some andesite, and a little bit of tuff. Now tuff is a tough block to get a hold of. Holding for laugh. In all honesty, it's actually not that hard to find tuff. You kind of just got to go down and mine at diamond level, so let's see if we can find some diamonds. And while we're mining down here, I want to take a moment to talk about the Minecraft Live update, because it recently happened and we hit a cave already. We'll go the other way. Let's talk about the update. It recently happened and I'm really excited for the new updates. One of the things being is I'm really excited for the 1.18 ore veins and how different it's going to be mining, because next time I go looking for tuff, I just need to find a certain vein and find huge giant veins of, what is it? I think tuff, calcite. It's going to be great, because let me tell you, I needed to collect more calcite for building that last room. Calcite's not an easy block to come across either. I can't wait to get the new 1.18 generation in this world. Speaking of that, I'm going to be doing a video soon talking about how to prep your world to safely upgrade it to 1.18 and trim any chunks that you don't want so you get the maximum amount of chunks being in 1.18 terrain. And don't get me started on the new mountain generation. The Minecraft developers looks like they've done an excellent job, and it's going to be really nice to not have to build my own mountains from now on, because If you've been following this series from the start, you know I've made probably around 10 mountains in this world, and it's going to be a nice break to be able to use the actually much better than the mountains that I build terrain generation that the developers have made. So our next build is probably, we're going to find one of those mountains, prop up close to it. I'm not going to tell you what the build is yet. I'm actually not 100% certain what it's going to be yet, but I'm really excited for it. Where's all the tuff? I haven't found any yet. You know what, let's just go check out this cave. Maybe we'll have some better luck finding what we're looking for over here. Hey, there's some tuff. Alright, yeah, that didn't take long. The cave seems to be the way to go. And anyways, back to Minecraft Live. I'm just as disappointed as everyone else that the Warden isn't going to be in the next update, but what they made the next, 1.19 update look like for the new proposed Deep Dark, with the ancient underground cities, I'm super excited about that. It reminds me of Skyrim, which is one of my other favorite video games to play, so I am very much interested in that update. The 1.19 update, the wild update, which is basically the swamp and the Warden update, I am very excited for. And that brings me to my question of the day. What I'm thinking of doing with the ancient cities is, really I'm wondering, do you guys think that you can take all of the skulk that is in an ancient city, remove it, and make it completely safe from the Warden and that the Warden won't spawn there? Because if so, I think that would be a really cool place to make your base. I think I would love to actually figure out a way to turn one of those into some sort of Avatar: The Last Airbender themed base, because I don't know, that sounds like a lot of fun to me. And we can't talk about Minecraft. Ooh, diamonds. And we can't talk about Minecraft Live without talking about the mob vote. The mob vote and outcome ended up being the ally, but the ally is actually not what I voted for. I voted for the copper golem, but honestly, I'm happy with the ally winning as well. So I guess another question of the day is, which mob did you vote for and why? I think the ally is going to be a really great addition to the game, but I just wanted the little unoxidized statues standing everywhere in the world looking all cool. Just, do you judge me for wanting an aesthetical mob in the game rather than a functional mob? Don't be mad, please. Alright, I went ahead and collected up a little bit more tuff. Let's just go ahead and get started on terraforming and detailing the back of the mountain. And welcome back. I finished detailing all of the mountains and we added in two little caves. Where is it? Is it below me? Yeah, it's below me. Yeah, we've got this cave here and another cave just around the corner over here. And our plans for these caves are, if you are familiar with the lore of this area in Avatar: The Last Airbender, there are two dragons who live in these mountains. So what I want to try to do is see if we can have some fun with the armor stand mod and see if we can create some sort of custom dragon who lives inside of this cave. I think it's going to be fun, it's going to be difficult, let's see what I can come up with. And we're back, and I made two ridiculous looking dragons. The first one is just down in the first cave that I made, and it's the most ridiculous looking one. Just want to show it off first. It kind of looks like an elephant. Makes me laugh really hard, but I tried my best. The armor stand mod is pretty tricky to work with, and I'm pretty proud of this. I got the eyes, I got some ears, I got kind of a dragon's mouth, and okay, it kind of looks like an elephant, I'll admit that. But yeah, so we have our blue dragon. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And then over on this end, we have the red dragon. And that's kind of the lore of this Sun Warrior Temple area. There are the two dragons. This one kind of looks more like a crocodile rather than an elephant, which kind of probably suits the dragon motif a little bit more. So I'm pretty proud of how this one turned out at least. And with both dragons being done and the whole mountain being detailed, that kind of brings us to the point of being done with the Sun Warrior Temple. We're going to be moving on to new things in the upcoming episodes, but the next episode that we're going to be working on is actually just going to be a world tour. We've reached the point, we're at a year into our world. Feels like the perfect time to do a world tour. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to do some tidying up of the world in between episodes, maybe do a little bit of work. Probably going to actually finish off this sand, hopefully before the world tour. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I'm just still really happy with pretty much how everything went today. These dragons were quite fun to make. I really went into them blind with no plan, and yeah, this one turned out absolutely fantastic. And I love laughing at how much this one looks like an elephant. If you guys think it looks like an elephant, leave a comment down below letting me know that it looks like an elephant and that you've made it this far in the video, because this is where we're going to end today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a like and consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Water Tribe, out.